Do something nice for yourself or for the whole family. But like I said, don't go crazy. Pas chita dépenser tout kob yo voye di bon, comme ça m'bat espérer m'bat gen bill pour li, m'a dépenser tout. Pas dépenser tout kob là. Ou ka dépenser peut-être 10% nan kob. Save. If you're going to spend 10% of that money on yourself, on leisure, pleasure, save at least 10% of that money. We say at least 10%. That is paying yourself first. You save at least 10% of that money. And if you do not have an emergency fund, that money should go toward your emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is funds that you have set aside where if your car breaks down, you don't have to pull out a credit card. You have money set aside in emergency funds for emergencies, for things that you cannot prevent, things that you don't necessarily know is coming. So if you don't have an emergency fund, use the stimulus check to start an emergency fund. If you do have an emergency fund, you can boost it up, make it grow even higher. An emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months worth of expenses set aside. So if you have not started saving, it is said that 60% of American household has less than $1,000 in saving. So if that is you, you do not have an emergency fund and you need to start right now. So take that stimulus check. You can spend the 10%, but take the rest of that money and put it somewhere where you can start an emergency fund. And hopefully you won't put it on the account that you already have, because you are going to spend that money just like that. Put it somewhere else in another bank where you do not usually bank, so that you put that money away and you forget about it until an emergency come up. They do come up. They always come up. We don't like them, but that's life. They come up. So si ou poko gen kob serré, ou pa gen $1,000, parce que dit presque 60% nan moun nan États-Unis, nan kay nan États-Unis, pa gen plus que $1,000 serré. Ça veut dire ou pa gen kob pour les gen en emergency, les gen tête chargée, yo pa gen kob pour capable prendre se mandé ou mandé prêter, ou bien al pour un loan, ou bien pour un credit card pour yo capable payer pour ça qui rive le gon emergency. Les machines yo prend panne. Et moteur aller, transmission aller, n'importe ça lié, yo pa gen kob pour li. So, si ou nan catégorie moun sa yo qui pa gen au moins 2 à 3 mois, bill mettez de côté, prends l'argent stimulus ça, mettez-le de côté pour faire économie pa ou, instead pour faire économie pays à marché. Et qui ça que nous dit emergency fund nan ye, c'est pour gagner comme assez. Si bilou c'est $3,000 que lié par mois, en emergency fund, ou t'as supposé gagner 3 à 6 mois. Ça veut dire, si bilou c'est $3,000 besoin pour payer tout bilou par mois, sous besoin 3 à 6 mois, ça veut dire besoin 9 à $18,000 pour ta mettre de côté. On connaît pas facile. C'est ça que fait, nous commencer avec ça, nous dire, commencer mettre de côté au fur et à mesure, le peu qu'il soit que vous mettez de côté, mettez-le de côté et là, nan avantage. So, c'est un argent que ou capable d'utiliser l'argent stimulus ça que l'État voye ba ou pas obligé de dépenser. Moi, t'as parlé avec moi, il dit, ouh, kob la vini, mboko wè ki sa m'gal dépenser. You don't have to spend that money. Don't spend the money. Don't look for ways to just spend on nonsense. Come on, people, please. Parce que if you are going to spend the money on useless things, if you are going to spend that money, guess what's going to happen? You are not going to be in a better position after this is over. But if you are smart to use that money appropriately, then you can be in a better position at the end of this pandemic. And that's what I want to help you do, is to help you be in a better financial position, just like I am doing the same for myself and my family. So one of the ways you can use that money is to either create an emergency fund or boost your emergency fund. I have somebody who called me about a month ago and said, Luna, can you please help me buy a house? I said, it's fine. I'm a realtor. I love, helping people get, especially their first house. It is a feeling that when you see that person, they have their key in their hand. It's like, oh, thank you, thank you. They never thought it was possible. I used to help people buy houses with no money down, no clothes. They didn't have anything. Back then, it was easier, and I know most of the programs where they can get free money. I love free money. I am an expert in free money, how to get free money around here. But now it's a little bit harder because they ask for higher credit score, and everything is a little bit harder now. So with that stimulus money, a family of three would get $4,200. A family, so depends on the size of your family, you could get thousands of dollars in stimulus money. If you combine that with your tax return, you would have enough money to put as a down payment to purchase a house. And there are many other ways where you can get money for closing costs, and you can get help with down payment assistance if you have at least 3.5% of your own money. We will do another session on free money. Where do you find free money? There is a lot of free money out there if you know where to look, if you know when to look, how far in advance you need to look. It is said that knowledge is power, but only applied knowledge is power. If you know something and you don't do anything about it, it's not power to you because you did not use the knowledge that you have. I have clients who come to me year after year. I have clients who come, they said, okay, my credit is not good. I tell them what to do to fix their credit. 2 years later, they said, okay, Luna, now I'm ready. Check their credit, it's the same thing. It's still bad credit because they had the information, they had the knowledge, but they did not use it. If you do not use what I'm sharing with you, it will not benefit you. Please use that information, share it with others because it will benefit you, it will benefit them just like it's benefiting me. Ou même qui dit que t'as remis acheter kay, qui pas gagné kob ou dit pas gagné kob, avec l'argent stimulus ça que vous voyez. Si vous prenez l'argent tout stimulus que vous voyez pour toute famille, ou mettez avec l'argent income tax que vous avez recevoir, l'État supposé assez pour capable gain down payment and maybe closing cost pour capable acheter un kay. Et m'pa di on mention reasonable price house. Et si vous avez besoin qu'on ait plus, vous capable toujours contacter nous. Vous capable toujours contacter nous pour nous capable avoir plus d'informations. Mais comme stimulus ça que vous voyez, si vous vraiment voulez faire, vous capable faire comme stimulus ça, acheter kay pour capable rester ou même avec famille sans que vous pas besoin continuer à louer kay. So c'est on l'autre gens que vous capable utiliser l'argent stimulus ça pour capable leur sortir dans pandémique ça ou sortir on l'autre gens ou comme ça yo ba là ou toujours changer comme ça parce que si c'est comme pandémique là qui achète ton caille ou toujours changer et comme ça parce que c'est un gens que yo permettent ou pour capable learn to stretch your money. Come on, stretch that money as thin as long as it can be, and it can be stretched. I can promise you that it can be stretched. So do that. You can definitely combine that money, that stimulus money, with your tax return and purchase a house. What other ways could you spend that money that would be to your advantage? Not just, burn through the money. Not buy 50 pair of shoes, because there is not too many places to go right now, people. Come on. You can also do some repairs on your house. Freshen up, even if you don't need repairs. For people like me who's been working home for about a year, you might want to freshen up. Maybe change the decor, maybe, paint. Do something to boost yourself. It can be depressing if you stay home all day with all the children, school is at home, work is at home, everybody is at home 24/7. So you can do something to, lift up your spirit. That would be a wise way, a good way to invest that stimulus money, because even though you're spending it, but you're spending it and you get in return, because then it lifts your spirit up, and that is good for the whole family. So that is another way you can spend some of that money. Parce que en pile fois nous dit, mes amis, m'ta besoin faire réparation, oui, pas gen kob kap sot nan ciel kap tombe vini. Kob sal vini, si ou pas gen anken lot obligation ou capable faire réparation nan kala, faire réparation ou ap senti ou pi bien. Ou capable tout investi dans stock market. So gen tan genye ou get a emergency fund ou set up, you can invest in the stock market. Why do I say if you have your emergency fund set up, then you should invest in the stock market? It's because if you don't have your emergency fund set up, you shouldn't really be investing in the stock market, because if you lose that money, you don't have anything. You need to have at least, if you cannot have 2, 3, 6 months put aside, at least have a month of emergency fund put aside, because that give you a peace of mind that if something happen, if you catch the virus, if you get a corona and cannot go to work, you know that the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long it takes you to stay home and quarantine, you will still be able to pay all your bills. Why? Because you had money set aside as an emergency fund, and that is what it is for. We don't wish that anybody catch it, but the reality is a lot of people are still going to catch it, because a lot of people don't want to wear masks, do not want to take any precaution. But at least have something set aside so that if that does happen to you or family member, not every job pay you when you stay home. Some jobs do and some don't. If they don't pay you, by the time you file for unemployment or disability or whatever it is that you can file for, it takes months for them to answer you. Your bills are coming every month. So you need to set up your emergency fund before you even start investing in the stock market, because if when you need to pull the money out, that's when the market take a dive, you will lose money that you cannot afford to lose. So before you start investing, set at least 1 to 2 months aside, and then you can start to see what you would want to invest, and do your due diligence, do your homework before you start investing in the stock market. And one of my favorite ways to spend that stimulus money is to invest in yourself. Nothing pays a greater return than to invest in yourself. Nothing. I don't care whatever it is. Nothing pays a greater return than to invest in yourself. If you wanted to take a class, you wanted to learn something, you wanted to start a new business, you wanted to do something, now is the time. While most people are not that busy going partying all the time, now is the time to set time aside and set some of that money aside to learn something new. Invest in yourself, invest in your business. I wanted, for those of you who has been watching my YouTube videos, you can clearly see the difference between my first video and this one. Part of what I did with that stimulus money, I bought equipment to be able to put a better quality of image out there, sound and image. Why? Because I want to present a better something that is more attractive, that people would want to see. I know a lot of you said, Luna, you put some great information out there. We love the information on free money. It's just that, you need a little bit more lighting and, the background, this and that. I heard all that. I took it into consideration. So what I did when that check came, I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars in equipment to have a better image, a better sound. Invest in yourself, invest in what you believe in, because there is no other money coming. I'm not saying that you might not get another stimulus check. Depends on how the economy goes. What I'm saying is, if you run through that month, the next and the next. 2008 came, we had stimulus checks. I never received mine because I owed the IRS thousands of dollars, so they kept mine. But it was good that that stimulus money came. I did not get to spend it. Well, I did not receive it really, but I got to spend it paying debts that I received. A lot of people, if you listen to Susie Orman, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, they used to say, pay your credit card, pay everything, pay everything. Now everybody is telling you a different story. Everybody is saying save, 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 because we do not know where the economy is going. We do not know where the world is going. We are in the midst of a pandemic. We don't know how bad things can get, how bad things might get, and the word of other viruses and things that are coming down the pipe. So we do not know. It is very important for you to save as much as you can. I'm not saying don't pay your credit cards. Yes, by all means, pay the minimum payment, send payments that you can. But as you are paying those bills, remember to set something aside, because God forbid something happen to you, you need not to worry about staying home. If you are really sick, you need to be able to just relax, stay in bed, and know that everything will still be taken care of, because we did what we were supposed to do with the money that we received to make sure that we have peace of mind. That's what the emergency fund is all about, is to help you keep your peace of mind in case of emergencies. Not just because you can pay for the emergency, but because if this happened, my family will still be okay. If that happened, my kids will still have a roof over their head, the car will still be running, everything will still be okay by God's grace. That's why we focus a lot on emergency fund, because we want you to be aware of what might happen. And even if nothing happened, if you save the money, it's still yours. You will have plenty of opportunity to spend that money whenever you want to. But for now, save as much as you can. Stop window shopping, please. I had a client, they said, well, I just go window shopping for when I have money, I know where to spend it on. You will never have enough money to spend. Never have enough money to spend. You do not need to go window shopping for when you have money. That's how you get in credit cards debt. Le nan di gade pa bouleje, c'est menti. Gade bouleje. Parce que si jou pat wè, ou pat ap tante. Stop window shopping. Si spon al marché nan tout stop ou ki sa yo gen yon sel, et puis lor gen l'argent. Depou ou l'on sel ou son bon sel, ou ap pran ou mette sou credit card la. Et puis ou ap monte det sou tête ou pou bagay ou pat besoin. If you need to go shopping, you can do like me. Anywhere I am going, the first place I go shopping is in my closet. I encourage you to do the same. The first place I go shopping is in my closet. Why? Because I have clothes that have tags on them that's been there for a year or two. Why am I going to buy new dresses when I have dresses in my closet? I don't need to go window shopping. And I hope it's the same for you. You said, okay, well, you shouldn't have clothes in your closet with tags on them that you didn't wear for a year. Well, I shop when there is a good bargain. When it's 20 cents on a dollar, I shop. You know why? Because with $200, I can buy clothes for $1,000, leave it in my closet, and I don't have to go shop for a whole year. That is how you learn to stretch your money. Always look good, but you do not have to pay full price. I remember I was watching one of the stores, and he said, we don't pay full price for nothing. When I want to go shopping, I call a store, I tell them to close the store, and I come, I try everything, and then they give me a whole bunch of other things on top of it, and they give me a discount. The guy is a billionaire. They are giving them discount and they give them free items. Why am I paying full price? I don't pay full price for anything if I can help it. That is how you stretch your money. So that stimulus money that you receive, that stimulus check, and for those of you who did not receive a stimulus check yet, it's coming in the mail, or direct deposit if you set up direct deposit. But I encourage you, look to see how you can invest in yourself. And even if you're going to spend it on other things, invest in yourself first. Invest in your business. Invest in what you believe in. I am investing in my business right now. Part of the equipment that I bought is to invest in my business, but I am also investing in myself. I'm taking business classes that I wanted to take. And now that I have money that wasn't set aside for anything else, I took part of that money to get new classes, to get more knowledge so that I can use it not only to help people, but to help myself. Nothing you invest in yourself is ever wasted if you use it. I encourage you to use what you're hearing. Tout ça que investi dans tête ou. Parce que l'on investi dans tête ou pas jamais perdu connaissance sans que ou joindre. Investi dans tête ou, investi dans business ou garder pour un stimulus check ça qui vient, qui business ou ka commencer avec. I don't know, gon bon business de que ou capable commencer. Qui ça que ou capable faire avec? Ou ka prendre $200-300 commencer un business. Li pas trop petit pour ka commencer un business. Moi gen yon moun t'a parler avec, li dit c'est épice m kon faire avec Piclis, moi aider faire flyer, set up tout bagay côté li gen l'église li al buy flyer dans l'église parce que li gagne mission en Haïti que li aider ti moun en Haïti, li buy flyer en pile moun qui gen doit pas ba l'argent pour mission. Yo wè flyer ou di ki sa que wa fait avec li, yo supporter chaque mois li passe flyer et puis tout le monde dit ki le yo vle. Li commence son business, ou ka commence son business à $50, commence son business à $100. But do something to stimulate your own economy. Not just the economy of the state. Do something to stimulate your own economy. Make sure that that money keeps on working and working for you, not just you take that money and blow it away. Nous pas mais nous pas laver grâce à Dieu. Ça veut dire li pas aucune raison pour chaque ça qui vient dans mon pour dire oh l'argent ça me pas espérer, ben regarder qui ça me va dépenser là-dedans. Non, ou pas obligé de dépenser. Si pas gagner pour faire avec seril. Ou pas gagner pour faire regarder pour qui l'autre monde capable aider ou capable faire bien avec l'argent sous pas t'espérer les pour garder ouais m'gé kobasse mettre de côté m'gé 401k m'gé comme dans stock market m'gé 10 m'gé date ou pas besoin l'argent ou pas obligé à gaspiller non plus ou ka gardon l'autre monde qui gagne problème ou l'autre monde qui besoin aide nous charger avec moun en Haïti qui besoin aide ou capable aider on l'autre monde avec l'argent ça ou capable aider on l'église avec l'argent ou capable aider on non-profit organization avec l'argent ou pas obligé gaspiller l'argent juste parce que ou même ou pas de besoin pour lui. Nous croyons que c'est tout ça que nous te voulons partager avec vous à soir, différents gens que of course gagnent des dizaines de l'autre gens que ou capable dépenser la chèque stimulus ça. But we wanted to go over these few things because I know I had at least 2 of my real estate clients who came to me and said, Luna, I want to buy a house, but I do not have money. And they thought that they could use the $15,000 that the government said the president said it might give. Well, they did not vote on that. So I had to tell one of them, you cannot use that money because they're not giving that money yet. So you cannot say, well, this is my down payment and you don't have the money because the money is nowhere to be found. But if you take your stimulus check for you and your family and you file your taxes, you will have enough money because she was looking to purchase a house, start a home around $150,000. I said, you will have enough money because I know the size of her family and her income. So I know how much she was going to get in tax return and how much she would get in stimulus, payments. So I told her with that money, if you combine the two, you can purchase a house. All we would need to do is to ask a seller's concession for some of the closing costs, but you can definitely buy a house. And guess what? Because she had to take that stimulus money to purchase a house, even though she really, really, really wanted to buy a house, she didn't think it was worth not blowing through the stimulus money. If you say you want something and you have been given an opportunity to invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your family, and you refuse to do it just because, well, you know, you want to blow through the money, it's on you. This is an opportunity that some of us have to do something meaningful with that stimulus check. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. And remember, Let's Talk is talks about around finances, but it won't just have to do with money. I have people who come to me all the time and said, Luna, can you help me? I apply for food stamp, or I apply for Medicaid. I apply for this type of service. I cannot get it. I don't understand. I do all these type of things because I have experience in them, years of experience helping people through those type of things. And sometimes it's some field, if you are not in the field yourself, you will not know what makes a difference, what can get you denied or not. I mean, I am in the field, and sometimes I think some of the rules are just stupid, really. So, and I'm willing to share that information with you. I want to share everything that I know with as many people as possible, because it might not be, you might not need it right now, but you might know somebody else who needs it. And I do not want everybody to come back to me. I want to let you know so that you can let other people know, so that you can help other people. There is only one of me, but there is tens of thousands of you watching me, listening to me. Please help me share that information. Help me to spread the news. Nous dit ça, connaissance, comme on dit famille, c'est l'espoir ti moun. En nous, spécialement en pile nan grand dette nou yo qui besoin aide, ou même qui pi jeune, prends information, partagez la veille. Yo gen doit pas sur Facebook, yo gen doit pas sur YouTube, mais yo besoin information yo. C'est un nan groupe que moi aidé plus depuis que moi vinn gen plus que 15 ans en New Jersey, et m'gen presque tout temps ça, m'a aidé plus monde que m'aider ces petits grands monde, ces senior citizen nous yo, que c'est eux même qui plus négligé parce que yo vinn ici, yo pas vraiment parler langue nan, yo besoin en pile aide, et en pile fois moun petit yo là ka yo pas vraiment aider yo. I implore you, take that information and help somebody with it.